In the bustling city of Lagos, 14-year-old Ada moves in with her mother, Mama Eniola, and her new stepfather, Mr. Tunde. Ada's heart is heavy with the weight of the unknown. She misses her late father and struggles with the sudden changes in her life. The chaotic streets of Lagos, filled with honking cars and street vendors, mirror the turmoil in her heart. Her mother assures her everything will be fine, but Ada remains skeptical. When Ada arrives at her new home, she feels an immediate chill. Mr. Tunde, her stepfather, greets with a forced smile. Ada notices the tension in the air, and despite her mother's warm words, she can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. Mr. Tunde's stern eyes follow her every move, making her feel unwelcome. The house, though modest, feels like a prison to Ada. Days pass, and Ada feels more isolated than ever. She attends a new school but struggles to make friends. Her teacher notices her withdrawn nature, but Ada keeps to herself. At home, she barely speaks to Mr. Tunde, and her mother seems too busy to notice her sadness. Ada spends most of her time in small room, staring out the window, the bustling city below, feeling trapped in her new life. One day, Ada meets a kind classmate named Bola. Bola is cheerful and friendly, always trying to make Ada smile. Slowly, Ada begins to open up to her new friend. Bola introduces her to a group of girls at school, and for the first time since moving to Lagos, Ada feels a sense of belonging. She starts to participate in school activities and even laughs more often. However, the shadow of her home life looms over her, preventing her from fully enjoying the newfound happiness. Despite the friendship she has found, Ada can't escape the tension at home. Mr. Tunde's behavior becomes more unpredictable. He often scolds Ada for minor things, making her feel worthless. Ada's mother, caught up in her own life, seems oblivious to her daughter's pain. Ada begins to withdraw again, the joy she found with Bola fading as the darkness of her home life takes over. The emotional wounds she carries are deep and hidden, unseen by those around her. One evening, Ada overhears a heated argument between her mother and Mr. Tunde. She listens from her room, her heart racing as she hears her name mentioned. Mr. Tunde accuses Ada of being disrespectful and causing problems in their home. Her mother defends her, but the argument only escalates. Ada feels a wave of guilt and fear wash over her. She realizes that her presence is causing tension between her mother and stepfather, and she feels trapped in a situation she cannot control. At school, Bola notices the change in Ada. She asks her what's wrong, but Ada shrugs it off, not wanting to burden her friend with her troubles. Bola, however, is persistent. She tells Ada that she doesn't have to carry her burdens alone, and that she can always talk to her. Ada is touched by Bola's concern, but she feels conflicted about opening up. She fears that if she speaks the truth, things will only get worse at home. One evening, as Ada is about to go to bed, Mr. Tunde calls her into the living room. He wants her to behave and respect his rules, implying that there will be consequences if she doesn't. His tone is menacing, and Ada feels a cold fear grip her heart. She nods silently, too scared to respond. As she retreats to her room, she feels trapped and helpless, unable to escape the suffocating atmosphere of her home. Determined not to let Mr. Tunde's threat control her life, Ada begins to make a secret plan to protect herself. She decides to save any money she gets from her mother for emergencies. She also starts paying more attention to the locks on the doors and windows, ensuring she knows how to secure them if needed. Ada feels a small sense of empowerment as she takes these steps, but she knows that she must retain cautious. The fear of what could happen if her stepfather finds out keeps her on edge. One day, while Ada is home alone, there's a knock on the door. Hesitant, she opens it to find an elderly woman, Mama Ibeji, who introduces herself as a neighbor. She tells Ada that she's known Mr. Tunde for a long time and warns her to be careful around him. Mama Ibeji speaks in cryptic manner, hinting that there are things Ada doesn't know about her stepfather. Before Ada can ask more questions, the old woman leaves, leaving Ada more confused and anxious than ever. Mama Eniola begins to notice strain between Ada and Mr. Tunde. One evening, she tries to talk to Ada, asking if everything is alright. Ada hesitates but decides not to reveal too much, fearing her mother won't believe her or that it might make things worse. Mama Eniola senses her daughter's discomfort but feels torn between her loyalty to her husband and her love for her daughter. She prays for guidance, hoping that the tension in their home will soon dissipate. As days turned into weeks, Ada begins to feel a growing sense of dread in the house. At night, she hears whispers faint, indistinct voices that seem to come from the walls. The shadows in her room seem to move on their own, twisting into frightening shapes. Ada tries to convince herself that it's just her imagination, but the feeling that something isn't right refuses to leave her. The house feels alive, watching her every move. One afternoon, while cleaning the house, Ada accidentally knocks over a box of old photos. As she picks them up, she notices something odd. Many of the photos are of Mr. Tunde with another woman and a young girl who looks eerily similar to Ada. The woman in the photos has a haunted look, and the girl's eyes are filled with fear. Ada's heart races as she realizes this must be from Mr. Tunde's past. The discovery leaves her shaken, and she decides to hide the photos in her room, unsure of what to do next. The more Ada thinks about the photos, the more uneasy she becomes. She starts noticing strange things. Mr. Tunde's temper seems to flare more easily, and there's a coldness in his eyes that wasn't there before. Ada begins to fear for her safety, feeling like she's living in a house with a ticking time bomb. She contemplates running away, but realizes she has nowhere to go. The fear grows within her, making her feel trapped and helpless. One evening, after another tense dinner, Ada decides she can't keep her fears to herself any longer. She confronts Mr. Tunde, asking him about the photos and the whispers she's been hearing. Mr. Tunde's reaction is swift and terrifying. He grabs her by the arm, his eyes burning with anger. He warns her never to speak of those things again, or there will be severe consequences. Ada realizes that she had stirred something dark within him, and she retreats to her room, shaking with fear. Shaken by the confrontation, Ada decides she must find a way to escape. She begins planning her escape in secret, gathering any money she can find and keeping a small bag packed with essentials. Ada knows it's only a matter of time before Mr. Tunde's anger explodes again, and she wants to be ready when it does. Every day feels like a countdown, and Ada's anxiety grows as she waits for the right moment to flee. Just as Ada feels she can't take the fear any longer, she receives an unexpected visit from Mama Ibeji. The old woman seems to know what Ada is going through without being told. She gives Ada a small charm, telling her it will protect her from harm. Mama Ibeji also warns Ada that she must be careful and patient. An opportunity to escape will present itself, but she must be ready when it does. Ada is grateful for the support, but the fear of the unknown still looms large. One evening, Mr. Tunde's temper finally boils over. He accuses Ada of being a burden and a troublemaker, and in a fit of rage, he lashes out at her. Ada's mother, Mama Eniola, tries to intervene, but Mr. Tunde's anger is uncontrollable. Ada realizes that this is the moment she has been dreading. The time has come to leave. She manages to slip away during the chaos, her heart pounding as she runs out into the night. Ada finds herself alone on the streets of Lagos at night, unsure of where to go. The city, usually vibrant and full of life, now feels cold and unforgiving. She wanders through the dark alleys, avoiding the eyes of strangers who seem to watch with suspicion. Ada knows she needs to find shelter soon, but the fear of being caught by Mr. Tunde keeps her moving. The night seems endless, and Ada's exhaustion begins to take over. The morning light brings a new sense of hope. Ada knows she can't stay in the abandoned building forever, so she sets out to find help. She decides to go to Bola's house, hoping her friend will understand and offer her a place to stay. The walk is long and Ada feels weak from hunger, but the thought of seeing Bola again gives her the strength to keep going. As she nears Bola's house, Ada feels a glimmer of hope for the first time in days. When Ada arrives at Bola's house, she is greeted with open arms. Bola is shocked to see the state Ada is in, but doesn't hesitate to offer her friend a place to stay. Ada finally feels safe as Bola's mother, Mama Bola, takes care of her, feeding her and letting her rest. Bola doesn't press Ada for details, knowing that her friend will open up when she's ready. Ada is overwhelmed with gratitude, realizing that she has found true friendship and support. After a few days of rest, Ada finally feels ready to open up to Bola. She tells her everything about Mr. Tunde, the photos and the strange occurrences in the house. Bola listens intently, her eyes wide with shock and concern. She assures Ada that they will find a way to keep her safe and that they need to tell an adult who can help. Ada feels a weight lift off her shoulders as she shares her story, but she knows that the danger is far from over. With Bola's encouragement, Ada decides to confide in a trusted teacher at school, Mr. Femi. Mr. Femi is known for being kind and understanding, and Ada hopes he can help her figure out what to do next. When Ada tells him everything, Mr. Femi is deeply concerned. He promises to help her and arranges a meeting with a social worker. Ada feels a mix of relief and fear, knowing that her situation is now out in the open. A few days later, the social worker, Miss Amina, visits Ada at Bola's house. Miss Amina is a compassionate woman who listens to Ada's story with empathy. She assures Ada that she will be safe and that they will investigate Mr. Tunde's past. Ada feels a sense of security she hasn't felt in a long time. But the thought of facing Mr. Tunde again fills her with dread. Miss Amina promises to keep her informed and asks Ada to stay strong. The investigation into Mr. Tunde's past begins, and Ada learns that there are dark secrets hidden in his history. The woman and child in the photos were indeed his previous family, but they disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The social worker and police begin to uncover more uncertain details, and Ada realizes that she was right to fear him. The tension in Ada's life increases as she waits for the outcome of the investigation. As the investigation deepens, Mr. Tunde becomes aware that his past is catching up with him. His behavior becomes increasingly erratic, and he confronts Mama Eniola, accusing her of turning Ada against him. The confrontation escalates and Mr. Tunde's true nature is revealed. He is not just a controlling man, but someone with a dangerous past. Mama Eniola is horrified and finally understands the depth of the danger they are in. With the truth about Mr. Tunde now clear, Mama Eniola decides to take Ada and leave. She reaches out to the social worker, Mrs. Amina, who helped them arrange a safe place to stay. The plan is set, but Ada and her mother must be careful. Mr. Tunde is still a dangerous man, and they can't let him know they are planning to leave. Just as Ada and her mother are about to leave, Mr. Tunde returns home unexpectedly. A final confrontation ensues, with Mr. Tunde realizing that they are trying to escape. He becomes violent, and Ada and her mother have to fight for their lives. In the chaos, Mama Eniola manages to call the police, but the situation becomes increasingly dangerous as Mr. Tunde's desperation grows. Ada finds herself face to face with the man who has terrorized her for so long, forced to confront her fears once and for all. Just when it seems all hope is lost, the police arrive, breaking down the door and pulling Mr. Tunde away from Ada and her mother. The room is filled with the sounds of shouting and the flashing lights of the police cars outside. Mr. Tunde is finally arrested, his dark past revealed to the authorities. Ada and Mama Eniola are safe, but the trauma of the night will stay with them forever. As they watch Mr. Tunde being taken away, Ada feels a mixture of relief and sadness, knowing that this chapter of her life is finally over. With Mr. Tunde in custody, Ada and Mama Eniola start their journey towards healing. They move to a new location far from the house where their nightmares began. The new place is modest but comfortable, offering them a fresh start. Ada begins to rebuild her life, going back to school and slowly regaining her sense of normalcy. She finds comfort in a new routine and begins to trust again, slowly coming to terms with the past. Ada reconnects with Bola, who visits her in the new house. Bola is thrilled to see Ada safe and well, and the two friends share a heartfelt reunion. Ada thanks Bola for her support during the difficult times, and Bola assures Ada that she will always be there for her. Their friendship is strengthened by the shared experience, and they make plans to stay in touch regularly. The visit brings Ada a sense of joy and normalcy that she has been missing. Ada begins attending therapy sessions to help her process the trauma she has experienced. The therapist, Dr. Olufemi, is understanding and patient, guiding Ada through her emotions and helping her find ways to cope. Ada starts to open up about her fears and the impacts Mr. Tunde's had on her life. Although the sessions are challenging, Ada begins to feel a sense of relief and progress, learning to rebuild her confidence and sense of self. As Ada continues to heal, she begins to rediscover the things she loves. She starts participating in school activities, such as joining the arts club and volunteering for community projects. Ada finds joy in creating art and helping others, which gives her a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The activities help her build new friendships and regain her sense of identity, showing her that there is life and happiness beyond her past struggles. Mama Eniola and Ada begins to rebuild their family relationships, including reaching out to extended family members and friends who have supported them. They host a small gathering to reconnect with loved ones, expressing their gratitude for the support they received during their difficult times. The gathering is filled with warmth and laughter as they celebrate their new beginning and the strength that brought them through the challenges. At school, Ada meets Sola, a new student who quickly becomes her friend. Sola is kind and understanding, and Ada feels comfortable opening up to her about her past. Sola's friendship helps Ada feel less isolated and more connected to her new environment. Together, they explore new interests and support each other through school and personal challenges, creating a strong and positive bond. Ada learns that Mr. Tunde's trial is underway, and she must decide whether to testify, with support from Mama Eniola, her therapist, and her friends. Ada finds the courage to face her fears and speak out in court. The experience is emotionally challenging but empowering. Ada's bravery and testimony help bring justice and closure to her and others affected by Mr. Tunde's actions. The court case concludes with Mr. Tunde being found guilty. Ada and Mama Eniola feel a sense of justice and relief, knowing that he will be held accountable for his actions. The verdict marks a significant step in their healing journey, allowing them to close this painful chapter and move forward with their lives. Ada begins to feel a renewed sense of hope and possibility for the future. With the court case behind them, Ada and Mama Eniola focus on embracing their future. Ada begins to set new goals for herself, including pursuing her dreams of becoming an artist. She applies to art schools and participates in local exhibitions, finding joy and purpose in her creative pursuits. Mama Eniola also starts a new job, contributing to their fresh start and stability. Together, they build a positive and fulfilling life. Ada's hard work and talent begin to pay off as she receives recognition for her art. She is awarded a scholarship to prestigious art school, making a major achievement in her journey. Mama Eniola and her friends celebrate with a small party, honoring Ada's accomplishments and the progress she has made. The celebration is filled with joy and pride, reflecting the positive changes in Ada's life. As Ada begins her studies at the art school, she is surrounded by a supportive network of friends, teachers, and mentors. She forms new connections and finds encouragement from those who believe in her talents and potentials. Ada's confidence grows as she immerses herself in her art and continues to heal from her past experiences. Her support system helps her navigate the challenges of her new life and reinforces her sense of belonging. Mama Eniola and Ada visit extended family members who were supportive during their difficult times. The reunion is filled with warmth and joy as they reconnect and strengthen family bonds. Ada and Mama Eniola express their gratitude for the support they received and share their new successes. The visit reinforces the importance of family and community in their healing journey. As time passes, Ada reflects on her journey and strength she has gained. She looks back at the challenges she faced with a sense of pride and accomplishment. Ada understands that her experiences have shaped her into a stronger person, and she feels grateful for the support and opportunities that have helped her move forward. The past may have been painful, but it has led her to a brighter future. Ada faces new challenges as she navigates her life as an art student and young adult. She encounters setbacks and obstacles but learns to overcome them with resilience and determination. Ada continues to grow and develop, using her experiences to fuel her creativity and drive. Each challenge becomes an opportunity for growth, and Ada remains focused on her goals and dreams. Inspired by her own journey, Ada begins to volunteer with organizations that support young people facing similar struggles. She shares her story and offers guidance and encouragement to those who need it. Ada's experience allows her to connect with others on a deep level and make a positive impact on their lives. She finds fulfillment in helping others navigate their own challenges and find hope. With her art career taking off and her personal life in a good place, Ada looks forward to the future with optimism. She sets new goals for herself and continues to pursue her passions, confident in her ability to achieve her dreams. Ada's journey has taught her the importance of perseverance, support, and self-belief. She embraces the future with hope and excitement, ready to face whatever comes next. Ada's journey inspires others as she begins to receive invitations to speak at events and share her story. Her experiences become a source of inspiration and motivation for many, and Ada embraces the opportunity to make a positive impact on others' lives. She uses her platform to advocate for causes she cares about and to encourage young people to pursue their dreams despite challenges. Ada's journey comes full circle as she returns to her roots and reflects on how far she has come. She visits the old neighborhood where she grew up, acknowledging the challenges and the strength they helped her develop. Ada feels a deep sense of gratitude and closure, knowing that her experiences have shaped her into the person she is today. She looks forward to the future with a sense of peace and accomplishment. Ada begins a new chapter in her life with renewed confidence and purpose. She continues to pursue her art, volunteer, and inspire others with her story. As she looks ahead, Ada is excited about the future and the opportunities it holds. Her journey has taught her resilience, strength, and the importance of hope. She embraces each day with a sense of adventure and gratitude, ready to create fulfilling and meaningful life.